Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sinumatic playing some survival mode. Now, I am oblivious to what you guys would even want to see out of survival mode. Like, I don't know what a good level is. I don't know anything about this thing. I don't have the internet. I'm just going to reiterate that. Like, I know that you guys probably, hopefully, watched my last commentary where I told you that the internet was down at the house for a while. And this is one of the things that I can play while the internet is down. Now, I suck at it. I've never played it. I played it for about an hour and a half with Josh, Whack4863, a couple days before I lost the internet. And I kind of learned how to play a little bit. I mean, I know what it is, in a sense, but I played it with him. It was okay, and I just don't know when it comes to people watching videos on my page if this is something that they care to watch while I talk. You guys know I normally talk about subjects, topics, all that kind of shit. So, it's not like you're going to hear me talk about the gameplay and stuff the whole time. But right now I'm just trying to gauge, like, this is something that I might play. I'm especially playing it right now just because I don't have the internet. But when I get the internet back, this is something I might play with Josh or somebody, probably Josh. That's who I mostly play with. But just for fun, whatever, sometimes. And I really, you guys know that I don't really care about the gameplay, so I don't necessarily play things just because I want to or just because certain people want me to. But knowing that you guys don't care to see this, like it doesn't bother you to see this, or, knowing that you like seeing stuff like this, just helps my decision a little bit better. I'm still going to post stuff like this on and off, but it basically comes down to this. I play video games because I enjoy them. I don't personally care about my score. I don't care about my kill death, win loss. None of. I mean, I kind of like to win. I like to win. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do like to win, but my overall game of myself, I really don't personally care if I get a Moab or if I go 25-3. I mean, I get excited when that stuff happens, but I don't make it like a standard on my channel, a goal or anything like that. The only standard I have on my channel, my YouTube channel, is to hopefully entertain people, and that's through my commentaries. And I've always looked at the gameplay as just a visual stimulation. Like, it's kind of like you don't want to hear a guy narrate a book to a black screen, but if he puts pictures on there, it might kind of, help you get through it, like take your mind off of the fact that, you're listening to the guy talk. But so that's pretty much what the gameplay is for me. I think Woody said it the best when he told me that it was your gameplay is just some eye candy. It's like a backdrop for what you're talking about. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling on. But, let me know in the comments if you don't care whether I post this or not. Like, it's not going to bother you, make you not want to watch my videos. Or if you do like it and want to see some more of it, because it's definitely not hard for me to get this. Also, like I said, I don't know if there's certain rounds I need to get to, if you only care about high rounds, if you only care if I get to a certain round or anything like that. I think the highest round I've gotten to is 23. That was with Josh. I got to 19, I think, on here by myself. But at the same time, even if you said 19 is a good round, I'm just doing this out of boredom. This is a 14-minute commentary, basically. I would definitely, if you guys say, you enjoy watching these, but you don't want to see anything till round 15 and up or whatever, like, if I only went from 15 to 19 and that was 7 minutes, I could do a commentary over it. If it's 5 minutes, I could do a commentary over it. 3 minutes, however long it lasted from there, I could do a commentary over it. Or if I was so lucky as to make like round 30 or 40, if I knew that round 15 and up, I could take round 15 to 40 and just chop it into 2 or 3 different commentaries and, things like that. That's the only reason I'm asking. I'm just trying to figure out the most reasonable way for me to do it, to keep you guys happy in a sense, and, not really set a standard, but give myself an ideal, because I have no ideal about this game type. This little bastard killed my sentry gun. Wasting my money. But also, what you would like to see me do in survival mode, because I honestly don't really know what to do in this shit, other than just run for my life and kill people and buy 10,000 body armors and shit throughout the game. But enough about that. Enough about that. Let's get into some actual stuff and watch. Now people are like, God, he was talking about the game, so I clicked off the video. Well, hopefully he didn't, but you know, I think it's been like 4 days now with no internet. And I'm going to tell you guys, I prepared for having no internet this time. I went and I shouldn't say that. I went and got some movies. I went and got, I think about 10 movies or something. I got 50/50. I've already watched it. I got The Ides of March, which I still need to watch, but it bored me so much for the first 20 minutes that I didn't watch it yet. Bunch of movies. 50/50 was a great movie. If you haven't seen it, it was a really, really good movie. If you guys ask me, I can elaborate on it in another video maybe. I don't have the list in front of me of movies, but The Immortals was pretty good. The funny thing is, yesterday and the day before, I literally sat down and watched Star Wars 1 through 6. But I did not watch them in order. And it kind of threw me off because I know the storyline, but when you don't watch it in order, it's kind of like, fuck, I already know what's going to happen in the next one. But the first time, I'm just going to tell you, I didn't watch part 1. I watched, I lie. I watched 2 through 6 because part 1 I've seen a couple times. And I was kind of pissed when it first came out because I'm an older cat and like, when I was younger, when I was in my early teens, they were already out, but that's when I seen 4, 5, and 6, because they made 4, 5, and 6 first, and they came back and made 1, 2, and 3. George Lucas's excuse was that he didn't have the money and the technology to do 1 through 3. He said they had to be, in his mind, these amazing, big CGI, production type deals, and so he did 4, 5, and 6 first, which sounds crazy, but that's what he did. He put out the end of the series first, and I loved them. I fucking loved 4, 5, and 6. I thought they were fucking great growing up. Like, I was like, man, this shit's amazing. I can't wait to see 1, 2, and 3. And then here's what happened. 1 came out, and I was like, George Lucas, you fucking dick. You turned this into a children's movie. Because, it was more focused on Anakin Skywalker, which is Darth Vader. It was more focused on him as a kid. And it kind of made me think that this was just nothing but a ploy for, him to cash in on the kiddies and put out a Disney-type Star Wars. But, at the end of the day, I understand, I guess, why he did it now. Part 2, I got really bored the first time I went to try to watch it. It just didn't give me the same energy as 4, 5, and 6 did. So I didn't really watch all of Part 2. And then Part 3 came out, and it was kind of like I done gave up all hope on Star Wars. And I watched about 20 minutes of it. It was like, same fucking shit. Turned it off. So it's been now, it's been a few years now. And I finally was like, you know what? I'm going to watch all of these. Except for the first one. And what I did was I went and watched 4, 5, and 6. And then I turned around and went to watch 2 and 3. And honestly, to tell you guys the truth, after watching them and giving them all the time, like, to not watch them, blah, 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 I actually enjoyed 2 and 3. Now it makes me want to go back, and this is going to sound really retarded. It makes me want to go back and watch 1 through 6 in order, and then take that, and hopefully at the end the result will be amazingness. Another thing with movies, like, I used to be a movie guy. I used to watch a movie every day until I got back into gaming. Before I got back into gaming, I used to watch something every night. And you guys are probably going to think I'm crazy, but I have about 150 left. I used to own 400 Kung Fu movies. And I'm not talking about Bruce Lee. I'm talking about old Hong Kong cinema, straight up Kung Fu flicks with, they had stars, but... Sorry, I had to take a drink. They had stars, but they weren't superstars like we look at, like Bruce Lee was and Jackie Chan. Most notably, my favorite Kung Fu actor of all time actually plays in a newer karate flick. 2 of them. He plays in Kill Bill 1 and 2. And his name is Gordon Liu. Actually, his name is like Lee Chuahu or some shit, but his American name was Gordon Liu. And he played in Well, it was originally called Into the 36 Chambers. They changed it to Shaolin Master Killer was the American name, and he played in Return of the Master Killer and Fist and Guts. I'm trying to think. Like he played in a bunch of them. He was a big star back in like the early 70s, like 69 to like maybe 81 or 82. Pretty big star back then. And that's why Quentin Tarantino actually went and picked him up for Kill Bill 1, was because he is a big fan of Kung Fu, and he was like, that was my guy back then. I want to give him some money, give him a role. And he is, he's the leader of the Crazy 88. What the fuck was his name? Wow. It's been a minute since I've seen Kill Bill, guys. I'm sorry. His name was Johnny Mo. Johnny Mo. So that is Gordon Liu. And he also, in case you didn't notice, if you watched Kill Bill 2, he plays Pai Mei. And the funny story behind that is Quentin Tarantino was going to try to play Pai Mei himself. And Gordon Liu wasn't even, as far as I know, going to be in the movie because he dies in the first one. So he was just there. And Quentin Tarantino came out dressed up like Pai Mei and said, what do you think? And he laughed at him and he said, I think you look like a fake Santa Claus. So that's why. And then, he was like, well, who do you think I should get for it? And he's like, well, I can play it. So that's how he became Pai Mei in that movie. But, back to what I was talking about movies. Like, I bought 400 different Kung Fu movies. Throughout the years, I've whittled it down to about 150 that I actually enjoyed watching multiple times. Shaolin Master Killer, the movie that I mentioned earlier, I've probably seen that about 200 times. But that's what I used to do. And some of my favorite movies of all time that I've seen many, many times is White Men Can't Jump. I've seen over 100, maybe 200 times. Boys in the Hood, New Jack City, Scarface. Scarface I didn't get into until late. My mid to late 20s, and I've probably seen that movie 50 times. Goodfellas. I used to love old mafia movies. Goodfellas, Casino, all those movies. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro are amazing. Robin Williams. I love almost any Robin Williams movie I can think of. I thought was fucking great. Bicentennial Man, Patch Adams, Good Morning Vietnam. And if you guys haven't seen a lot of these movies, I promise you they're definitely worth checking out. I'll tell you why Robin Williams is one of my favorite actors. But Good Will Hunting was one of the movies in that I thought was fucking great. Actually, the reason that I would say Robin Williams is probably one of my favorite actors of all times is because he's been, Good Morning Vietnam, he was kind of a little goofy in it, and then Patch Adams, it was a serious movie, but he was still kind of goofy, fun-loving guy. He fucking made the switch. He played Peter Pan. If you guys have ever seen Hook, he plays Peter Pan in Hook. For as foul-mouthed as his comedy is, to see them give him a role like that amazes me. But, he pulled it off. But I tell you where he broke the mold for me, because he's always been known as a comedian, funny guy, switched over into the serious roles, pulled that off in like Good Will Hunting and things like that, and then completely did something he'd never done and fucked the whole game up. I mean, I love it. Insomnia, he played a serial killer. And I thought to myself, I don't want to see this movie because I've seen all of Robin Williams' great movies, and there's no way that this guy's going to pull off being a serial killer. But he did. He nailed the fucking role. And that's why I consider him, one of my favorite actors. Just kind of like what Denzel did. A lot of people said, Denzel Washington always does the same guy, same role. And he does a lot. He does because he fits the role. But, the turning point for him, and if he wasn't in this movie, I think the movie would have been trash, is Training Day. He turned into the bad cop. He'd never really been the bad guy like that. And he pulled that shit off to me. He pulled that shit off pretty good. And this is some stuff I'll probably talk about in some other commentaries. Hopefully it entertains you guys, keeps you entertained. Me talking about some of my favorite actors, favorite movies, why I liked them, blah, blah, blah. And I'm hoping that out of this, I know a lot of you guys are younger than I am, that you might get to go back and watch some really amazing movies that you never knew about. And, if you're into, for instance, if you're into, urban gangster movies, and you watch anything that came out in the last 5 or 10 years, trust me, they're terrible compared to Menace Society, New Jack City, Trespass was pretty good. You know, movies like that to me were great. Above the Rim was really really good. If you're a Tupac fan, he's in it. It's a pretty good movie. Um, we'll get into the gangster like the Scarface type movies. I'll get a list for you for another commentary. But if you're into hip hop music at all, you should go check out Rhyme and Reason. It's a documentary. If you're not really into hip hop, then you probably won't like it. But if you are, it is a great uh, golden era hip hop documentary with Method Man and a bunch of people in it. But I don't know. This commentary's over. I'll try to pick it up on the next one. I'm out. Peace.